Good evening, Tallahassee. Welcome to your final Monday FSU weather in the Love Building.
I'm student meteorologist Jessica Kirk.
I'm student meteorologist Chris Knoll.
And we have an exciting show for you guys tonight. Just like Chris said, this is the last week that we're going to be in the Love Building, last week of the weather show for this decade. So we got a fun week planned.
Yeah, we have a fun week planned. We have a few desk segments talking about our favorite FSU weather memories, as well as also a pretty nice day going on.
Oh, yes. The weather was absolutely beautiful today. We're going to hit on that a little bit later as well. And we're going to continue to see some nice clear weather over the next few days, thankfully. And it's not going to be quite as cold as it was last week.
Yeah, things are starting to clear up, so it'll be shaping up to be a fantastic week. Be walking about. I know finals are coming up around the corner and everyone's a little stressed with that, but it's going to be a nice day to be sitting around.
Oh, yes. A lot of people took advantage of the weather today, and we're outside studying on Landis, which is a great idea as we're starting to come towards the end of the semester. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and pass things off to the wall with Jana, and she's going to give us our overview.
Thank you so much, guys. And looking at our sunset from the main campus fields over Doak Campbell Stadium is so beautiful, almost as beautiful as the weather was today. Current temperature, it is currently 62 in Tallahassee, 67 at St. Mark's, and if you look, the whole Big Bend area is basically in between the 60s and low 70s. In our forecast, we're not going to see a whole lot of rain or any at all, and as that fact, we'll see some light cover coming through, but that's all there is in our area. Tonight it is going to get down to 44, which is pretty chilly, but that's okay. We'll go ahead and bundle up. It's going to be clear outside, and then moving into the next 3 days, it is going to warm up. So across the next Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we'll see temperatures rising up, reaching those low 70s. Pretty great conditions for this time of year. Coming up, we're going to see increased moisture in the region, but we will also see warmer temperatures along with that as a cold front is going to come through at the end of the week. I'm going to go ahead and pass things off to Sammy with a look at the southeast.
All right, thank you so much. Yeah, so temperatures this morning, we did hit a low of 48 degrees in Tallahassee. However, further west, we saw temperatures in the 30s, 35 for Jackson and Little Rock. But as we go further south into Florida, temperatures were in the 50s overnight. And in Miami, they saw temperatures around 58 degrees. Today, we warmed up in the 60s for Tallahassee and all the way to about 70 degrees by 4 p.m. Further south in Florida, though, Orlando saw 74 and Miami saw 74 as well. But temperatures in the southeast got as low as 60 degrees today. So we're starting to feel these winter-like temperatures within the southeast as of right now. Temperatures right now are currently 62 in Tallahassee and 56 over in Montgomery and 54 over in Jackson. Now, the dew points are very low. They're very dry out there. I don't know if you felt it, but I felt like I needed chapstick today and lotion. It's just a very dry dew points, and we're definitely feeling that right now. As you go further south into Florida, though, those 50s are definitely more comfortable. So you're not necessarily feeling the dryness across the southeast right now. Drought monitor, we are still concerned parts of South Florida and North Florida right now in that severe drought stage. However, Tallahassee is in the moderate stage, and further east or further west, conditions get a little bit better, not as dry. We still do need rain in most of the southeast though, but we're not going to see any rain for the next few days because of this high pressure system over our region. It's going to try to kill this cold front within the next 24 hours. So we're not going to see any rain within the southeast, and primarily we're not seeing any clouds out there either. So we're going to be dry for the next few days. And that's why we're seeing these clear conditions in Tallahassee right now. No delays expected for the airport out there. 62 degrees as of right now in partly cloudy conditions. But if you are planning on catching a flight other than Tallahassee, across the United States, conditions are pretty good other than JFK with that 40 degrees. They do have high delays right now. But other than that, conditions are great out there, and you should be good as long as you're not catching a flight over in JFK right now. Tonight's forecast, 44 degrees in Tallahassee. Montgomery is at 39 out there. We're seeing partly cloudy conditions across the southeast. Orlando's at 55 degrees. And further south, you do have a chance of rain over in Tampa with that 61 degrees and 63 over in Miami. But further west, seeing temperatures in the 30s overnight. Montgomery seeing 39 degrees out there. And other than that, temperatures are going to be in the 40s as that average temperature out there in the southeast. Tomorrow, though, we will warm up quite a bit into the high 60s for Tallahassee and into parts of Georgia, seeing 62 degrees over in Atlanta and 69 over in Montgomery. Temperatures in New Orleans near the coast are going to be warmer, though. Temperatures are going to be in the 70s, and that's kind of where that high pressure system is located. So that's why we're seeing these warmer temperatures out there over in the 70s. So it's going to be a warm day out there. Miami seeing 81 degrees out there. It's going to be a great day for the next few days.
All right, I'm going to take things off to our local here in Cascades Park. A live view. The sun's starting to set. It looks absolutely gorgeous outside with just those partly cloudy skies as we speak. Currently, we're at 62 degrees. Once again, partly cloudy skies. Over here, you see Madison Social. A great night to go to Madison Social, grab some food, meet with some friends tonight. It's going to be perfect conditions. Winds coming out of the west at 3 miles per hour. As for rainfall, we didn't observe anything today. We're still a little bit below average for the month at 0.78 inches, and we still have that rainfall deficit here in Tallahassee. So even though we saw some rain recently, we're still in a moderate or a slight drought here in Tallahassee. So the more rain we can get, the better it is for us. Here in the upper levels, we see this trough moving through Tallahassee, which is bringing us a little bit of moisture. So we have had some cloud coverage today, but as this moves out, we're going to start to see the cloud coverage dissipate. And as a high pressure system here to our west moves through, we're going to see drier conditions here in Tallahassee. We're going to see temperatures pick up just a little bit. And our futurecast shows just this exact same story. High pressure going to move in through the west, push out any remaining rain and cloud coverage here in the southeast, and bring some beautiful sunny days up until we get into the weekend and those rain chances start to spark up once again. For tonight, going to get down to 44 degrees, keeping those skies mostly clear with some light winds coming out of the west at 4 miles per hour. And for tomorrow, our high is going to be 67 degrees. Very sunny and comfortable day. Not going to be many clouds, if any at all, as we go throughout the day, especially as we get later on into the evening. Winds will pick up a little bit coming out of the west at 8 miles per hour. Those westerly winds going to bring in the high pressure to our region. So we're going to take a look at the next 7 days. Tomorrow with that high of 67. And as we go through Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, those highs are going to pick up a little bit, getting into the mid-70s, 73 by Friday. Going to keep things sunny, though. And as we move into Saturday and Sunday, those rain chances pick up a little bit, 30% on Saturday and 50% on Sunday. We're going to see the temperatures start to dip down again as we go into Sunday as the rain cools us off. And then getting into Monday, 67 degrees. And then looking at those lows, going to stay in the 40s for the nighttime. So even though we're going to have those comfortable temperatures during the day, still expect to get pretty cold at night with our warmest low temperature being Friday night at 54 degrees. That would be the best night to go out if you have any nighttime plans heading into the weekend. Things are going to cool down once again Monday, high of 67. Now I'm going to pass things off to Sammy and Jesse, where they're going to talk a little bit about the tropics.
All right, thanks, Tyler. So, yeah, we're talking about how there is actually a system disturbance out there in the Atlantic right now. It has a 50% chance of developing within the next 48 hours.
Now, it's kind of crazy that we're still here November 18th, and we have a disturbance in the Atlantic, just like we have been telling you guys almost every week now. Hurricane season doesn't end until November 30th, so there's still some activity going on out there.
Yeah, and even with that being said, too, there still could be storms after that. Chances are there's not going to be, though. But every once in a while there is, and this is just one of those late season storms. Or I shouldn't even call it a storm yet. There's disorganized thunderstorms and showers with it, but it hasn't been named yet, and chances are it's not going to be named. It could become a subtropical or a tropical depression within the next few days, though.
But it is going to merge with the frontal system now, right?
Mm-hmm.
And now our last storm was Rebecca, that was named, and we also had, Pablo and Olga, and and Nestor that came up into the Gulf. So if this one got named, you know, what's the next name?
Sebastian.
Sebastian. So we're in the S's by now,
Yes.
November. And
So yeah, at the end of the year too, you kind of start seeing those last few names and the last few names of the alphabet. But yeah, chances are it's not going to be named Sebastian, and we probably won't even see Sebastian out there because of how late it is in the season. But with this storm out there, it's 250 miles east-northeast of the Leeward Islands out there. So it is starting to strengthen slightly. But like you said, after it merges with that frontal system, it's not expected to develop into anything major or even a named storm.
Right, so we're not expecting anything here in the United States now, are we?
You could see some high surf
Okay.
within the Atlantic coast, but other than that, things are going to be pretty calm for
calm,
the next
yep.
few days, I guess.
But we're going to go ahead and pass things off to the wall where Chris is going to give us a look at the national.
Thank you, Jessica. Right now, getting a look at our national temperature, it appears most of our temperatures are in the 60s to upper 50s, as it's 57 in Billings. If you remember earlier in the year, it was around 26 consistently around this time. That's above 30 degrees higher than it normally is. You got some rain going on in Seattle, 51 degrees. And as you move towards the northeast, it will start cooling down to the lower 40s, with the coldest points being in Minneapolis and Chicago. Getting a look at our dew point, it is very dry across most of the nation. 40 degree dew point in Los Angeles, 25 in Albuquerque, but it's actually quite moist where it was a lot cooler in Boston, Washington, Detroit, Chicago, as they had the much lower temperatures. So these 30 degree dew points are much closer to the real temperatures, which leads to more moisture in the atmosphere. On our satellite radar, as you can see, where there was higher dew points, you will expect some rain showers going on. There's actually some mixed precip going on in northern Maine, moving on into Canada, as well as there's this rainstorm with chances of thunderstorms scattered about, moving on into off the Dakotas, as well as you can see the rainstorm that is currently impacting Seattle, as they almost always have rain 24/7. There's a lot of clouds going on as we start moving in over to the Dakota area. You can see this rainstorm. There might be some thunderstorms where the yellow's popping up, but they do tend to weaken as the day goes on. As we're moving on into my home region of Virginia, West Virginia area, it's a similar story as we have this rain starting to move up from the southwest to the northeast, as it also gets weakened, bringing you some slightly unpleasant showers into the evening. On our future cast in the southeast, you can see this high pressure moving in that's going to knock out all of this cloud cover away, as well as this dying out cold front in Charleston, and that's going to bring beautiful sunny skies to the southeast for the foreseeable future. On our watches and warnings, I know it looks a little crazy. You got a little bit of fire watches going on in the west coast of California, as well as you got some winter storm watches and warnings by Denver, and as well you got your high surf advisory in the light pink over by South Florida, and even some coastal flood watches in the darker pink by New York, Washington, as well as they also have their own winter weather advisories. As we're moving on, flashback to last week, Jackson Pearl River, there was 3 feet above what the water is normally at. For tonight's forecast, looking fairly cool. A lot of temperatures in the 30s and 40s. Warmest spot sitting in Miami at 63. Tomorrow's forecast is shaping out to be quite a warm day, with temperatures mostly in the 60s, a lower 70s when you get towards the southeast. With the northeast, Boston, you're going to expect some snow at 45, but for now I'm going to pass things off to Jessica with a local look.
Thank you, Chris. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and zoom right on in Tallahassee, where that sun just set over Doak Campbell Stadium. It actually looks pretty beautiful outside as we're going out of this warm day into tonight. once again, it was fairly warm today. We hit 71, our low being 47, and for once, we're right on average. It wasn't super hot, and it wasn't really chilly like it was last week either. So it was a really comfortable day sitting in the low 70s. I know 47 can be a little bit chilly, but it's not as bad as what we were seeing last week. Now, over the satellite radar, we didn't see anything today. We had mostly clear skies, just a little bit of clouds throughout earlier, and those clear skies are going to continue as we move on throughout the rest of the week with this high pressure system that's moving into our area, just pushing out all of those clouds that came from that cold front that was in our area last week that's now moved on up towards the northeast and is just extremely weak. It's just weakening, and this high pressure system is taking over, and that's going to bring us clear skies and a little bit warmer temperature. So we're going to be feeling a lot more comfortable as we're continuing. Tonight, it is going to cool off a little bit, so it's going to feel a lot different than that 71 you felt today. 44 tonight, it's going to be mostly clear as those clouds are pushing out from that high pressure system headed our way. So if you are going outside today, make sure you keep that jacket on you, as it's going to feel chilly after we felt that warm sunshine on us today, especially if you spent any time outside walking or out on Landis studying. Tomorrow, it's going to be 50 degrees when you wake up, and it's going to warm up throughout the day to 68 at 4 p.m. And throughout the night, it's going to cool off to 61. So tomorrow, it's going to be just a little bit cooler than it was today, but not by much. And it's still going to be a fairly comfortable day to spend some time outside, whether that be walking your dog, studying outside, or even like eating dinner outside tomorrow evening as well. And once again, it's going to be a very clear day tomorrow. And as we head into Wednesday and Thursday, those clouds are going to disappear. We're going to have nice, bright, clear skies, and we're also going to see those higher temperatures in the 70s, even reaching the mid-70s by the end of the week. Something else you'll also notice is those lows are going to increase as well. We've been experiencing lows in the 30s and 40s. By the end of the week, they're going to increase into the 50s. And another thing that's going to be happening is we're going to have that rain this weekend. So we're still in a little bit of a drought, so that rain's going to be helpful. And it's not going to be freezing, chilly rain like it was last week either. So it's shaping out to be a great week and weekend. I'm going to go and pass things off to Tyler and Chris. They're going to actually share some fun memories from this year.
Yeah, thank you, Jessica. As you saw with those sunny skies that are showing up, we're going to talk about some of our favorite sunny memories that we have on FSU weather.
Yeah, that's right. And there's been a lot of them, going from Michael and Dylan being on the desk together, where Michael wouldn't stop talking about food, finally really testing Dylan's patience after 4 years of just being in the general vicinity of Michael making all these references.
Yeah, it can be only so much time so you can listen to Michael talk about frying chicken on the pavement, how hot it is. But I also remember our Brooks Koepka desk for matchup last year. That was pretty good.
That was great. Just really any sort of new thing we try out, like our 3-person desk. I'm sure they've done that before here on FSU Weather, but that was also a lot of fun seeing how many people we can get on this desk together.
Yeah, we have theory crafted a 4-person desk, but I personally don't think there's enough room on this desk to fit a 4th person.
Yeah, we go from about here to there. Yeah. I don't think we can really fit a 4th person in here. Additionally, we also had the show where I fell on camera last week. That was also a lot of fun.
I mean, it's pretty funny watching it, like going back. All our shows are archived on this YouTube channel if you're watching live on YouTube. So feel free to go back. Maybe send us some of your favorite funny moments.
And maybe even want to go back and see some of our past alumni. We don't want to forget about the people who came before us. All of our team leaders from last year, with the exception of Michael, who is still here, actually went into broadcasting. So Jennifer Collins ended up in Charleston, South Carolina. Brittany Bowman, I believe, is in Knoxville, Kentucky. Or I don't know if Knoxville's in Kentucky. I think she's in Kentucky. I think Knoxville's in Tennessee, but she's somewhere over there.
Yeah.
Brantley, he's in Gulfport, Mississippi, and then AJ, he's in Gainesville. So a lot of success from our past alumni here on FSU Weather. As we say goodbye to our studio, we're only in here for one more week before we move into the new studio we have in the new meteorology building.
Yeah. We're all super excited, getting ready to move to this new studio and make a whole bunch of great memories there. But for now, we're gonna send things off to around Florida with you, Tyler.
Yeah, it looks like I am the next one up. I completely forgot about that. We're going to send things off to Florida once our wall gets set up there. There's St. George Island.
Yeah.
I really miss St. George Island. Haven't been there in a while. It's too cold to go now. Went about a month ago. A little too tall there. That's okay. But I wish the warm weather would come back so I could head back to the beach. But still got to enjoy these winter temperatures here in Tallahassee. Currently, we're at 62 degrees right now, moving towards the middle parts of Florida. Orlando's at 67 degrees. And as we continue to move south, we continue to get warmer. Miami's at 72, and then Key West getting down to 73 degrees. As for the dew points, you can see a sharp dew point gradient here as we move out of the Big Bend region. Tallahassee's dry with that dew point of 37, but moving into Jacksonville, conditions start to get a lot muggier there with a dew point of 53. And then moving all the way down to Key West, they're at a dew point of 65 degrees. So very muggy conditions for central and south Florida. And then looking at satellite and radar, this isn't necessarily translating to rain for central and south Florida. So you kind of get the worst of both worlds. You get those muggy dew points, but you also don't get the rain to cool you off. So it doesn't feel too great there. That's why the Panhandle is really the place to be right now. We have those lower temperatures and lower dew points, so it's feeling great outside right now, and really not too much cloud coverage either. Looking into tonight and going into tomorrow, a high pressure system is going to start to move into our region, which is going to continue to clear the skies for North Florida and really all of the southeast. And this weak cold front's going to continue to push to our west, not really going to impact Tallahassee all too much. And then looking at the upper levels, we have a upper level low right now over Tallahassee, which is bringing us some cloud coverage, but that's going to continue to push towards our east and move out of the region, going to get replaced by clearer skies and slightly warmer weather. As for tonight, Tallahassee getting down to 44, Orlando down to 55, and Tampa's going to get down to 61, and it's going to possibly rain there tonight. Pensacola is going to see a high of 67 degrees tomorrow around 3 p.m. Going to keep things pretty sunny there. And as we move towards the northeast parts of Florida, Jacksonville going to get up to 67 degrees, St. Augustine 68. Pretty consistent temperatures for the most part in that region. Moving towards Orlando, that high of 70. You're going to have some clouds early, but going to really burn the clouds off by the time we get to 3 p.m. And then moving into South Florida, West Palm Beach at 78. Fort Lauderdale is going to be at 79 degrees. And then moving down to Miami, they're going to get back into the 80s with that high of 81. And then moving down into the Key West, 79 degrees there. Not really expecting temperatures to vary too much in the Key West. They have lows around 71 and highs around 79. So they're going to be sticking in the 70s for quite a while there. Now I'm going to send things off to Jana to give us our last local look of the evening.
Thank you so much, Tyler. So we're going to come right back into Tallahassee. As you can see, the sunset we saw earlier is basically over as the sun has gone all the way behind Doak Campbell Stadium. And in the past 12 hours, these are the temperatures that we saw today. We started off in the morning around 7 a.m. at 48 degrees, and then we slowly increased. Around noon, we hit 67 and reached our peak around 2 to 3 p.m. when we came across 70. So if you were outside today, it probably felt lovely. I know when I was walking to class, I had a jacket on, thought it was going to be a little colder than it was, but in the sunshine, it felt great. Right now, we're sitting at 62 in Tallahassee, partly cloudy, but the clouds are just clouds. We're not going to see any rain tonight. And speaking of rain, we are way below average for this time of year. Even for the month, right in November, we usually have around 2 inches of rain. Right now, we're looking at not even 1. And for the year, we're used to having 53 inches, and we're only at 35. So, we want to see more rain in the forecast, even though it doesn't seem like we're going to be getting that anytime in the next few days. Looking at our satellite once again, there is really not a whole lot that was happening today, like very, very light scattered clouds, but that's about it. And in the next 48 hours, we're going to continue to see a little more of the same. So as you can see, it looks like a still image. There's really just no rain, no cloud cover, just very, very clear skies. Moving into tonight, we're going to see temperatures drop down to 44 degrees, so it's going to be a little chilly. So if you're inside, maybe want to save on your electric bill, maybe turn off your AC. And then In the next 7 days, we're going to see temperatures rise a little bit more than we saw in the past week, but stay very, very comfortable. You're going to see highs from 67 ranging all the way into the low 70s. Very, very nice weather. For me, this is perfect fall weather. You're going to see clear skies all the way across. We're not going to see any rain until the weekend. And then coming across in the weekend, we're going to start to see a little higher chances of precipitation, but nothing too out of the ordinary or nothing very severe. So if you're doing anything big over the weekend, just make sure you keep an umbrella in your car or maybe a raincoat. I'm going to go ahead and send things off to Sammy and Chris to close out the show.
All right, yeah, thank you. So, yeah, this is our last Monday show in this building and the last Monday show of this decade that we're going to have.
Yeah, this is the last Monday show of the decade, last Monday show in the building. That's the sunny skies. They're shaping up to give us a great last week in the Love Building for FSU weather.
Yeah, it's really nice out walking to classes in the morning, too. I mean, it's feeling nice with the sunny conditions out there. I mean, when you wake up, you know, it feels a little chilly in the 40s, but as the sun comes out, it warms you up, and it doesn't feel like it's actually in the 40s.
Yeah, I'm actually super excited to be walking to class in this weather. Might actually have a good time studying at Landis, but I just took a synoptic test. I don't know how much I have to study for a while, but
Well, then get outside. I mean, the next few days are going to be amazing in the 70s. I might try to go to the pool just because we don't get many 70 days in November.
yeah. So if you really miss those warm temperatures we're having in October and September, well, it's not quite as hot. You can still enjoy your outdoor activities. It's going to be 70. It's going to be feeling super nice.
Yeah, and the nice thing about this 7-day too is if you like cooler temperatures, you have the mornings out there to get outdoors, work out. But during the day, it's going to be warmer. So if you like warmer temperatures, you got that. And then by next weekend, if you like the clouds and the rain, there you go, because the cold front's going to take over and bring us the cold and the rain.
Yeah, I was actually walking outside a little bit before the show started. Felt like perfect temperature for me to just go for a run. It's like not too hot, so you don't get like super stuffed up when you're running outside. But it's also not too cold where it feels like you have to wear a windbreaker or something.
Yeah, and the air is very dry too. So it's you're not feeling that moist air while you're running because sometimes that can make it difficult to breathe.
Yeah. But 7 days looking to be fantastic. You're going to have a little bit of rain on the weekends, but remember to follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/FSU weather.
And like us on facebook.com/FSU weather.
And don't forget to watch us live on YouTube and our archive shows at youtube.com/FSU weather.
And follow us on Instagram. Send us your pics at FSU weather, and we will post them. Even though you might not see us for the next few weeks. Feel free to send us your pictures, and we will put them up on social media. We will be active there for the next few weeks through finals, of course. That'll be in December. But yeah, we'll be here. So, but thanks for watching these Mondays for the last few weeks. And next time you'll see us, we will actually be in a different building.
Yeah, but for everyone here at FSU Weather, I'm student meteorologist Chris Knoll.
And I'm Sammy Squires. Have a great week and have a great rest of the year.
Yeah.